Genesis, you should too, because you can educate yourself and we
are Genesis FM, London.
Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Genesis FM.
Stay tuned to Genesis Radio and you'll know how to live as one. This is Luciano.
Genesis FM, London.
Yeah, I'm just phoning up to ask, what does Genesis really stand for?
Unity in the community, Lennox Lewis said that. We are Genesis FM,
London's only #1 station.
Genesis the Pullman Radio.
Yo, how much time we have a want? So the gun for us drop out of the palm, you know? His Imperial Majesty's work, a sizzler so that gonna put it down now.
The People Station, Genesis FM.
Genesis Station, dedicated to the younger generation. Shots on me.
We are the People Station.
Oh my goodness. What would I do without Genesis?
Genesis FM.
Hi, Sylvia Fella, and I tune into Genesis because they reach.
We are the People Station. We are the People Station. We are the People Station. We are Genesis FM. Genesis FM, London. We are the People Station. We are the People Station. We are the People Station. We are Genesis FM. Genesis FM, London.
In the dance, oh, it's so tight. But we have a happy vibes. Oh, girls, hug up your boyfriend and tell him that you're cold. That you let your belly roll. When you come on dance, must make no fuss or fight.
Check one.
You must make the
Okay, first things first, we got to say good morning going out to all the listeners. Also, maximum respect going out to the OE Hard for the last 2.5 hours conscious music. We're just settling in two things inside the studio before we start the program. You got Daddy Coolie alongside the Jools. Jools alongside the Daddy Coolie. The original Jools. And there's X amount of things to talk about. And first things first, I want to check the live line. Oh my gosh, you know what I've done? I put the card in, I don't even know the number. All on there. Jules, do you read that? Let me check the card over. Yeah, it's been one of those evenings. Anyway, I'm here. Hold on a second.
Good morning, London City. It's Jules back on your airwaves. I've missed you all. Missed being here on a Sunday. Responding to your calls. And today we're going to have a few interesting topics to discuss. I'd also like to tell everybody about a function that's happening on the 6th of May. It's happening at Dingwalls, which is in the Middle Yard, Camden Lock, Chalk Farm. Then there is tube to that is Camden Town, and that's on the first Thursday of every month. There's going to be a do happening there, which is going to be promoted by the Mudlands. That's a big shout out going to Intense as well. On the 6th of May, there'll be Funky DL, Aspect, Mecca 2, Medina and Dark Foundation. And this will be happening, I think doors open from, let's say, I think it says 9 o'clock, so get there early. The tickets are 6 before then and £5. And there's also the first 100 tickets are £5 for all Genesis listeners. If you say Genesis on the door, you drop £1, it's only £5 for you there. So do that. The number to call in to talk to either myself or Daddy Coolie is 0958 536 566. I've got to apologise for being late, but well, I didn't realise that there were diversions on the road because of the marathon, so I had to come. I had to come effectively twice. But I mean, I was loving Owe's programme because it's always good and the music's always good, and the information he gives about the tracks as well. That's what also makes it interesting, because if you didn't know, you know now, so you can always go out and try and get a deleted copy or whatever. So that's really good. I'm going to give you that number again. I'm going to give it to you more slowly. I know I talk quickly sometimes. It's 0958 536 5 566. Okay, I'll give that to you again, and I'm sure Daddy Coolie will give it to you again. Daddy, what would you like to say to the listeners across London this morning? I'd like to say thank you to all the other presenters here on Genesis 91.6, the Black Power Station, the wonderful, beautiful Black Power Station that's back on. I was actually trying my car stereo every time I got in it to see if you were back on, and I was extremely disappointed because there's no one else out there on the airwaves like you. So anyway, Daddy, I better hand over to you. I'm hogging the mic here. Here you go.
Well, again, we want a 1 and 2 sound checks on the live line. See if we got everything rigged up properly. 0958 536 566. Also, we'd like to say thank you to the previous presenters this weekend and all those who take us through the week. Come on, give us a check. 0958 536 566. We'd like to say also that Commissioner's not here tonight or today. He's on holiday. He's having a break. He'll be back hopefully next week, if not the week after. Until then, me and Jules will be standing in for the Commissioner. It'll be a bit simple like that, okay? Remember, 0958 536 566. We've got so much different things to talk about this week. I mean, last week, we wasn't on last week Sunday, and we had things primed. And this week, so much has happened in this week as well. It's like, where do we start and definitely where do we finish? 1 and 2 topics is definitely last week. There was a program on the television. I would know that nothing did want to comment about it. This week, there's been a bombing in Brixton, a shooting at the Beenie Man concert, a murder in Brockley, and more shootings in and around the southeast capital. I mean, just 1 and 2 things that is just really prominent in our community in this last 2 weeks. You know, I mean, when Genesis is off for a week, we've missed so much. And a good thing we're on this week, because like the tune that Owe Hart played earlier on, Serious Time, like a comment CB2000 said about the God in our heart and things like that. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that we could use to pinpoint the problems, but right now, you know, is to find the solutions. Yeah, many different reasons, many different answers, many different questions. We just got to find the right answers. Okay, so once again, we need a sound check on the phone to make sure the live link is up so you can get through and get your point across. 0958 536 566. Hello? Can that caller try and talk so I can hear you, get you through? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Turn it down a little bit.
Turn it down a little bit. Ooh, you got to turn on your radio, I think, mate. Yeah?
Can you hear me still?
You turned down your radio?
Yeah, I turned down my radio, yeah.
Yeah, that's better now.
Yeah, the place has gone crazy. What is going on in the community, man?
Yeah.
It's like, where do you start from? It's been a murder maybe every day, innit? When did it start? Sunday. Somebody got shot Sunday at the Beenie Man show. Somebody in Catford got shot on Monday. Then the shooting in Brockley in Big Baller's office. I mean, someone went in someone's office and shot him. Then in the night there was another shooting in Clapton.
In Clapton.
Boy, it's like every single day this week there's been a shooting. I think that's the most important thing we've got to talk about because, you know, it's getting worse and worse every day. Every single day it's getting worse. And you know what? It's not long before it knocks on one of our doors. So we need to address the problem just going to knock our doors. I mean, that bombing yesterday, that was probably the BNP, yeah? You know, because like what's his name said last night, if we're going to kill ourselves, the BNP might as well start killing us. Or we target Brixton with a lot of black people and bomb it. If we don't start addressing the problems ourselves here, then you know what's going to happen? It will be on our doorsteps before we know it, yeah? Very, very soon, yeah? It'd be somebody who's close to you, or it'd be one of your family. And that's all I've got to say, because, you know, there's so many people that's been murdered in 1 week. Where do you start? Yesterday, I was watching last night, yesterday afternoon, lightning and thunder. I'm saying, but this is April. What's going on?
Say that again? Sorry, I
Is
didn't quite catch
it
it.
a sign of the time or what?
Sorry, I didn't catch your last comment, what you was watching last night?
And I said, yesterday I was sitting down in my house and it was pure lightning and thunder.
Yes.
And then I've heard there's a bomb gone off in Brixton. I'm saying, what's happening? Is this a sign of the times or what?
Mm.
I don't know if people died in Brixton, Mr. Bean, but where's it going to stop? And is it still black people what's getting or white people? They've got their problems in their community, but they don't go around doing the stupidness what we do. We are, I don't know what to say. There's no way to describe just what's going on this week. There's no way to describe it. Absolutely no way I can describe it.
Well, we're gonna
so anyway, that's my
that.
tip anyway. I'm off.
Yes, sir.
I'll be listening now.
All right, NG. Okay. Okay, so we know the live line is up and running. That's 095853656. Yes, Jules, would you like to respond to that?
I'd just like to say I completely agree. I mean, I can't empathise more, and in terms of what you're saying about it reaching our own doorsteps. Trust me, it's already happening. I can actually vouch for the madness that's going on. Last week, Friday, my home was actually broken into. The thing is, I was there, and I dealt with the situation without violence. But I got rid of the person who was breaking into my home. Now, the fact is that it's happening all over. And the thing is, it's not just a black thing. Yeah, I've got to stress that. But I am more than concerned about our community. That is my primary concern. And the thing is, guns are becoming too easy to get hold of. They're far too accessible. People can get guns for less than a certain sum of money. This is what is making it happen. The people that are selling those guns to the people within our community don't know what they're doing, right? And the fact is that when people are using their guns, they're not realizing that they're taking a life. They're not realizing the value of life. And they don't realize the value of their own life either. And the violence has to stop. I heard about what happened in Brixton on the news yesterday. And I was just absolutely shocked, and I didn't know much about it. I haven't got any full information. They said that they would produce more information later on, but I didn't get to watch a later bulletin. So I wonder if someone could call in and let's take this call. Okay. Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from? You're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. Hello? Hello? No, I haven't quite got through, I don't think. Let's try again. Right, Daddy just lost that one. Never mind. I would like to hear from people who could tell me what's happening. Who could tell me basically why is this happening? Because is it drugs? Is it the influx of crack? Is this a copycat? They say when America catches a cold, England sneezes. Is that what it is? Are we following the violent Western concepts which have been socialized into us for generations and generations? What is it? What do you think, Daddy?
Okay, first things first, right? I've borrowed this card off of a very close friend. Please don't leave no messages on the voicemail if you get through to the voicemail, okay? And after today's show, please do not be calling at the number after the show finishes at 2 o'clock, okay? So it is the number 09585365666. And I'm going to respond to Jules' question about if it's a sneeze on a catch-on effect. I don't know what's going on, basically, in that sense of the word. But it's like certain people out there are just taking up this gun culture like it's a joke. I mean, the brother that got shot in Brockley, to all intents and purposes, was shot with a submachine gun. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not even talking about a handgun or a 9mm or a Magnum or something. A submachine gun, you know what I mean? Rumours are flying out. I'm from the ghetto. Rumours are flying out that man and man held up certain places, like the club Acapulco's went in there with gun, Uzi and things to threaten promoters and X amount. So you're talking about guns of these caliber on the streets of our community, you know. When you think of a shooting, automatically in your mind you think, oh, it's a little handgun or a little automatic. Submachine guns and Uzis, I mean, come on, it is getting a bit beyond the joke.
I feel that, and I feel that when you walk down the street, have you ever walked down the street and you've seen this child under 2 years old playing with a gun in their pram? I'm not sure if it's me or, but I feel physically nauseous. I really do feel sick. And I look at the mother and I think, how irresponsible. You live by the gun, you die by it. It's as simple as that. And this philosophy has got to be taught to our youth, right? And there are other people who are activists who say, well, certain things are happening and we have to fight back. Fight back to who? Or we're ridding, this drugs dealer from out of our community, and that's how we deal with it, by making an example of them. There are so many different and conflicting arguments for the use of it. But I'm like Owen Hart, a pacifist. Or some people would say chicken. There's a call on the line. I'm going to take this call. Hello, you're through to Genesis 91.6.
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello, you're into. Can you hear me? You can hear?
I can't hear you, sister.
You can't hear?
No.
Okay. Can you turn your radio up a little bit? Just a little bit. Hello? I think he's gone to do that. Hello, you're through to Genesis 91.6. Jules on the mic. How can I help you? Hello? What's your name and where are you calling from? What contribution would you like to make? Hello? No. Can you hear? I can hear someone there, but I can't actually hear a voice. Hello? Okay, there's no problem.
Okay, once again, with the phone that we've got at the moment, we've got a technicality problem where you can't actually hear us through the phone. So you have to have your radio turned up slightly to be able to hear us, okay? So once you get through, please have your radio turned up a little bit so you'll hear our answers, our responses to your questions or to what you've got to say through your radio, okay? Let's try getting it on, all right? Cheers. Hello, you're in tune to Genesis. Hello? Okay, we lost that one. Okay, remember, you do not leave no messages on the phone. If you want to get through to us differently, to leave a message, use the studio line, which is 079 7788 4840. I borrowed this card from somebody, so please don't leave messages on that on their phone. Okay, if you don't get through, just try again. Okay.
You're listening to Genesis 91.6. This is Jules here with Daddy Coolie on a Sunday. Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, can you hear? No, not at all. Try and turn up your radio a little bit. Let's see if the problem's here. Hello. No, I think that call is lost as well. Let's try this caller. Hello, you're listening to Genesis 91.6. You're speaking with Jules. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? No. But you're through to Genesis 91.6. Hello, I can hear you now. Hello, what's your name? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, what's your name? Do you want to turn your radio up a little bit?
Okay, sir.
Thanks. Just a little.
Pd.
Hi, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Monica from Peckham.
I couldn't hear your first name very clearly, but I heard Peckham. Hello? I don't quite know what's happening here. I'm not sure if someone's got a very funny sense of humour. Or don't know how to use a phone. But if you don't know how to use a phone, try again. No, honestly, I'm not insulting anyone. Please try again on 0958 53. Hello, you're through to Genesis 91.6.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Black people are full of bullshit.
Turn down your radio. A slight tip for me, please. Oh dear, we seem to be having problems connecting callers this morning. Hello. Don't leave any messages on the voicemail, please. Just try again. Thank you. You're through to Genesis 91.6. Jules on the line. Hello? No? No problem. Anyway, I'll continue talking. So I do think that this topic is very important, is a very important topic. And there are many men who are castrated in our prisons for very much the same reasons, right, which has been violence, either amongst themselves, towards themselves, or against their partners. I feel that the mindset. It's got to do with the condition of the mindset. And earlier on, Owe Hart was talking about television and a different medium and saying it's promoting it. I agree, because you can flip over your TV at any time and you can see a gun. If you can't see a gun, then that's not advertising the gun. But if you can see the gun, then that's obviously advertising the gun. So by advertising the gun, is that not promotion of death? Is that what it equals, or am I wrong? I don't know. Have I got my equation wrong? I don't know. I'd like to hear Owe Hart's now leaving the studio. I'd just like to say thank you once again to him for an absolutely delightful show. As always, you know, his voice is very distinctive as well. You can't miss Owe Hart's voice, and to wake you up on a Sunday morning with the sound of his voice is very nice. And thank you for Genesis for making that possible, particularly to you, Melanin Man, who I spoke to this morning, who made a very valid point earlier on. The number to call is 0958 536 566. That'll get you through to Genesis 91.6, the People's Talk Show, here on this Sunday. It's 0958 536 566. Hello, caller, you're through to Genesis.
Hello.
Hello.
The show that came on Monday.
I can't hear you very clearly.
The show that came on Monday, literally.
I should have.
The show that came on last week.
We should have been on last week. Well, someone stole the aerial, love.
No, I didn't say that. The show that came on Channel 4 last week. You know,
Oh, the TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what you think about that.
Yeah, I think it's bad, you know. They're betraying that girls were idiots.
The 5 boys are idiots?
No, the girls.
The girls?
Yeah.
What show are you talking about? I'm confused. Sorry.
Electric Avenue. You must have seen it.
You know, I'm having a problem hearing you. This is a small problem. Can you? All right, say that again.
Electric Avenue on Channel 4 last week.
Channel 4? No, I don't know. I didn't watch it. Can you tell me what it was about?
Yeah, it was about one girl called, what's her name again? Stacey. And, she got bad grades at school and that, and, it was a whole lot of other stuff. I can't even remember really, you know, but it was just making her look bad, you know, and I especially know this girl from Brixton.
All right, so what's the point you're trying to make? Is that this girl that you know from Brixton was on a television show on Channel 4?
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the content of this program? What?
It was girls.
So all about girls?
Yeah, black girls.
Oh, oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
What was it? You know, I must say that I didn't get to watch it. I work very hard, so I don't get to watch much TV. Quite fortunate, actually. But can you tell me what it was about? And was it reflecting the black female, as Nefertari says? Oops, sorry about that. Oh, gosh. FBI, female black intelligence. Is that what it was about?
Yeah, black girls.
Yeah. Oh, right. So what were they talking about? Being black and living in London?
No, in Brixton.
Sorry?
In Brixton.
Oh, being black and living in Brixton.
Yeah.
They talk as though Brixton is the only place that actually contains black people.
That's true.
And you know what? I really, 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 really resent that, because there are black people everywhere, all over the globe. Do you know what I mean?
True.
And particularly in London, we are spread throughout. Do you know what I mean? East, south, north, and east. But Brixton is not just representative of black people.
Yeah. And actually showed at the end of the that she got pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I think that was bad, you know, for black people, you know.
Oh, she got pregnant? What's so bad about getting pregnant?
Yeah, but she was only 16.
She what?
16.
She was only 16? Oh, right, when she got pregnant. Well, didn't her mother tell her not to open her legs till she was 18 and to use protection? But, I mean, still, birth is birth, you know. In different cultures, women, sorry about that. Women have children at different ages. In certain cultures, women have children from 14 onwards.
Yeah.
But within the westernized society, it's almost a shock, and it's though you're throwing away your life. But that is not necessarily the point. I know many people who had children very early on in life who have gone on to have very successful lives.
Okay.
So, you know, for any girl out there that is pregnant, I could tell you a story of someone who I know that got pregnant very early on in life and went on to have 3 and was in an abusive relationship, came out of the abusive relationship with the 3 children, raised them by herself, met a very good partner, and she put herself through college. And, you know, now she's doing very well in her career. You know, she's an example for a lot of other black women. And there are lots and lots of people like that. And children aren't to be seen as some kind of a negative aspect of a woman's life. They're your enlightenment. That's your blessing. That's your future. Do you see what I mean? That is to me, that's your treasure for the future, for you to make sure you live on. That's your genetic line being passed down.
Yeah, can I leave that point there now? I want to talk about the gun.
You want to talk about what?
The people that got shot.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, I never know so much people got shot in Brixton, you know. I never heard about the shooting in Beenie Man either. Until that guy brought it up, that brother brought it up in his phone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a few of the shootings he talked about, I'd not heard of until today. So it was news to me, too. But, I mean, you always get the news first here on Genesis 91.6. Yeah, I thought that the violence, like I said, it's just frightening because where do you take it from here? Not only that, it's sending the wrong message out. Huh? It's all part of the New World Order. It's all part of the New World Order.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of us.
And we're helping.
It's making things worse for ourselves, you know. Right.
We're helping. And the thing is that it's like I watched a film on BBC One recently called Bopha, B-O-P-H-A, and starring Danny Glover. And yeah, Tate Ticks, I wanted to see it. And the fact is that in that it was showing the Judas principle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Without being biblical, because I'm not a Christian. But when I say Judas, I mean the person that sells you out. And we've got so many people in there with the wrong mindset that is selling us out that it's unreal.
That is true.
You know, so it's about the mindset. Because if you've got an ex-man who's got the slave mentality, do you know what I mean? And you've got another slave that's got the house master mentality, then, you know, you're going to have the house slave making sure that he can collaborate with the master to kill the field slave that's only trying to help him. So, you know, where do we take it from there? Daddy Coolie wants to make an announcement. Hang on.
Yes, can I take another caller because we're hardly picking up your voice and we want to find out if it's the phone.
No, the line is very bad, you know.
Yeah. So we're going to try and sort that out, okay?
All right, respect.
All right, then, brother. Respect for your call, yeah? Okay, once again, 0958 536 566. So we're trying to sort out 1 and 2 gremlins in the place, okay? Also had a very interesting call on the other phone, a sister by the name of Anika. Right, and she said that one of the problems in our community is a lot of our people know who's doing the shootings, who are doing the killings, but we sit back and don't do nothing about it. We don't inform on the police. We don't tell the police. We know who's doing the killings and we don't tell the police. So these people are getting away with this murdering all the time. And they're sitting pretty because they know that we as a community are not going to inform on them or get them arrested. Yes, turn on your radio a little bit. Oh, turn on your radio a little bit.
Hello?
Yeah, turn your radio down a little bit.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Turn your radio down a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up the other phone, yeah?
Yeah, turn on your radio a little bit.
I've turned it right down.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Basically, what I want to say, yeah? If you're the man doing the shooting, leave them, let them do the shooting. After you don't need them man there. Understand? They're not killing innocent people. The only time when I was asking shit is when innocent people are getting killed. You understand what I'm saying? Because them man fuck up enough business in the community. You go and start setting them out rabbit. Let them kill one another and leave them. Because we'll come true still enough. If we're just not going to come true, we'll come true, boys.
Alright, you stay there, right? I'm going to try and get this thing sorted.
Hello?
Yeah, keep on the line, right? You're going to go off a minute, but you stay there, yeah?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Stay there, just stay there.
Hello?
Yes, okay, we're just, he's just doing something a little technical at the moment. But Karen, I agree with you. What did you say? Yeah, you were saying that there are too many people that are ignoring it, that aren't dealing with it.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear?
Yes, at the end of the day, how it's going, yeah, is these people are killing their one another. If they're not killing innocent people like you see in the newspaper, when you check out behind the scenes, that's like running. Not many innocent people, the only the other shoot the other day, innocent man get licked. But at the end of the day, these people, you go and set up a business, they're coming to you. If it's lucrative and you know them or whatever, they're coming to you. You understand? And these people, they only touch black men. Look at the Stephen Lawrence case. Is there any real bad black man in the community? Let a white man, a bad white man, you get shot. You think it's going to be done like it is, but Neville, you can't blame Neville and Rowe, they're not like that. But the bad black man in the community is supposed to take the upper hand. The man are walking around in £1,000 a night hotels.
Mm-hmm.
Them things are not right. That's when our community is supposed to bring out their guns. Not in that way still, but that's when they're supposed to have an upstanding and say, no, that's not right. But what they do, they get their own black man who's trying to make a little money or do a little something, and then they're going to penalise him. So let them kill their one another, mate. Leave them, because
but what's happening, right? Okay, you say like they're killing their one another, yeah, but what it is they're also hitting innocent bystanders, yeah? The innocent bystanders are afraid to give the police information to get these people locked up. So the circle is getting worse, it's getting wider, because it's now, like, for example, you'd hear of a shooting maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks. In the last week here, there's been about 6-7 shootings alone.
Yeah, there's been, I understand what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah.
But these shootings,
yeah,
when a man's using machine guns,
yes,
that ain't no innocent bystander. A man's planned that. A man's planned to go to certain places and do something.
Yes, but what I'm saying...
The man is getting shot innocently, yeah?
Yeah.
This may sound stupid, but out of 10 shootings, it's only going to be 1 or 2 innocent men got accidentally shot. Yeah? But the majority of the shootings, what I'm saying to you, yeah? It's bad, yeah, innocent man or innocent woman get hit. I'm not condoning it, you know?
Yeah.
It hurts me. That's why I just switched on the radio and I heard Genesis and I said, yeah, at least the radio station is having the correct talk show.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because these talk shows that we need, we don't learn about nothing. It's our community and it's down to parenting. All these trouble here is down to parenting. From a youth is born and the eyes open, you know. It's from that point that youth's life is marked up. How the youth's parents deal with the youth from the youth born.
Right, so, well then, all right, you're saying it's from the parents, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, don't you think there's outside influences setting the trend in where their children are going to now?
Listen, Buzz, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, you're always going to have a rebel child, yeah? But you bring up a youth with the morals and understandings of life, that youth's going to be all right. I reckon 8 times out of 10, that you'd be all right, regardless of what's going on in the world. Once that youth gets home from his bad youth friends or from his outside influence in school or on the street and gets home to a tidy unit with a mother and father, showing that you, look, you don't have to show the youth every day, but the way how the mother and father live, you know, with themselves, you know. Forget about how they treat the youth, how they live with themselves. The youth will pick up that. You know, you will pick up that. But what's happening in our community?
Yes.
We're not having that stability. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
also... You can go on with my job, you know, I go to different houses, you know, blood. And trust me, sometimes I come out of a house and I feel like crying, you know. See how the youths that are living, you can just say, boy, in 10 years you know how that youth's going to be. Because the way the parents are dealing with the house, how they're talking to the youths, you know, certain things, you know, when you go into a youth's bedroom, a youth should have certain tools that, you know, for his life. All you see in that bedroom is a bedroom, boy. Nothing else. So you know that all the parents are relying on is to educate this youth. You understand? And you can't. The teachers can only do so much. You understand? If the youth's not getting taught at home by parents and rare, why the teachers how's the teacher supposed to teach you everything?
I agree, and you've got to remember this, yeah, is that violence is promoted at school through history. Yeah, when they're teaching you certain things like my daughter's 8 and they're teaching about Victorian times, they predominantly concentrate on violence. And I have actually opposed this as a parent and told them straight, you want to change that curriculum because my daughter will not be coming in at that particular time in school. And I will actually go and make sure I take her out. you know, because you have to be proactive about it. And I do feel that parenting is very, very important because we do allow the children to have too much freedom in terms of the influences. We should actually sit there and monitor what we allow to go into their minds, because their mind is the most precious thing that they possess, you know. And I completely sympathize with you when you say that you cry when you see certain things. Trust me, you're not the only one. A lot of people are, but the problem is that they continue and continue and continue to promote it in every way. And if it's not just violence of nature of guns, it's violence in a verbal nature. If it's not in a verbal nature, then it's also in the terms of body language, yeah? And children have to face this all the time. And in school, they're taught violent contact sports. You know, when they're playing football, no, it takes a little fight and a little violence can start from this. I'll tell you a story, right? Someone's playing football, they're going to tackle the ball, yeah? The other person gets in the way, the other person falls on the floor, yeah? The other one gets up and starts lacing in and kicks the other one's head in.
Yeah, but you've got to be a sportsman. A white man would do that, an Indian man would do that.
No, but I'm saying black men are doing it. Black men are doing it.
You want to win. You know what I mean? You want to win. That's different from, that's not going to grow into you shooting a man. You understand? That's part of sport that generally.
Yeah, but I'm saying what is the impetus for going and shooting a man? That is the question.
No,
when a man goes and packs a gun, look at them two women that died. Tipper Iris' sister, right? And the other lady that died, one with the two children, and they tied up the two children, they tied her up and she had 2 bullets in her head, right?
Yeah, that's sad. That is sad. That is sad. That is very sad. But what I'm saying to you, you've got to know the whole story. You can't just know what you're telling me. I don't know.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying that what is the impetus? What is the impetus that will make you want to take someone else's life?
No, but listen, the problem is already within us. Yeah, so what we got, them men are doing their shooting, there's nothing you can do. You can't, people going to march, them people not doing nothing. The thing what we got to do, the youths, the generations coming up, we use them, we give them all the knowledge. Them junko that are doing it now, you can't do nothing. Forget about them. If a man was getting a gun for bringing his gun in, a man was bringing his gun in. Them man are already, it's inbuilt in them. So forget about them, man. Yeah, let them shot and kill their one another.
Yeah.
It's the youths. You see the youths that are coming up?
It's the future generation.
The youths that are coming up now are fearless. Before, when you sit here about a man getting shot, it'll be a certain man's name who done it. Now, you got these bad youths who are fearless. They don't care about a man's name. The man... These men could have been around for a long time. Gangsters from a long time. It's youths knocking them out because the youths coming now, yeah, are fearless. They don't care about a man's name. They don't care what he's done. You diss a youth these days, the youth is taking it personally. It could be a little, you could have boxed him up and said, hey, that youth will come back for you and he'll shot you. The youths these days are different from the bad man from a long time. They're not bad man, they're just fearless. You can't say certain things to these youths these days and take it as joke, because they're not taking it as joke.
Okay.
It's a different generation of bad men. So they're already dealt with. What we have to do is deal with the youths that are coming up and their parenting skills. Don't diss single mothers, help them. Don't, because they're at the youth at 14, 15, they've had it. They've had the youth. Help them. If it's your brother, if it's your brother's young girlfriend, and they're young, help them. If it's your cousin, if it's your mate's sister, help them. That's all they need. Because what happens is, these young girls having kids now, yeah? Some of them can provide, and their parents help them, and they have a nicer time, yeah? But some of them, their parents do disown them, you know? And the youth, it's only the youth that suffers. So what we have to do is help them. Don't, because they're a young single mother, and they're 14, 15, 16, 17, don't penalise them, because them girls, they need the help. And if they can't get the help of, like, the skills of bringing up a child, that child will be classified, in inverted commas, as a problem child. The child ain't done nothing yet, you know? But the warehouse society will see that child as a problem.
I see what you're saying, but, I mean, all right then, let's just say, yeah, as a parent myself, yeah, I see when I'm raising my child, I teach them, you know, say 3 basic principles in life, and that is respect, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, yeah? Don't hurt nobody, right, unless they hurting you, right? And the third principle is to respect creation in all forms. right?
I wish
And that is the three basics. I mean, that's from the garden all the way up to other people's creations and so on and so forth, right? And to honor, to respect, and to love with the purity and the spirit and the fire of love. Because, you know, love is the fire and the fuel for all of us. And it is when hatred cuts in and it causes that, or money. Some people do these things for money, and we mustn't rule that out. Do you see what I'm saying? And you're right, and the children, a lot of children are in care, they come up and they don't feel that no one wants them, they don't feel that their life is worthy. And yeah, we do need to have some kind of facility there to try and help these children through life, because it's not an easy ride being brought up in England today.
I'm being black and brought up in England today.
Well, it's doubly...
At the end of the day, so I'm saying we have to come together, forget about...
Of course we do.
She had a youth and like she's looked down upon, yeah? This lady here needs help. From she's had a child, she's a woman. I don't care what any woman says or anyone wants to say. From that,
we all need help. Without the help of my parents, my family, and I mean, I had help from so many people, right? I've got to give thanks to them right now, because if it wasn't for my family and my friends and associates, I would not be here today. Do you see what I mean? I would not be here today. So I think that we all need help, and we do need to help each other a little more. I find a lot of the time we're having these little attitude problems, particularly black women towards black women. Sometimes I smile at other black women and they scorn. And, you know, you see their child in the pram and you say, oh, what a beautiful, pretty baby, or whatever. And the child tells you to, you know, swear. I mean, I've had a situation where this little black boy swore. I was just like, what's going on? This child, couldn't say hello, but could swear. do you see what I mean? I've got a little problem with that. In fact, I've got a big problem with that. But when you chat to the parent is the first person to swear and cuss you down and tell you not to get involved. So we do need to know that we need to cooperate together, because that's what it is. What it is, it's a cooperation thing.
Yeah. Those women who let that happen, the problem's already embedded in them. That's what I'm saying. You can't do much for them.
It is, but it's just because their parents handed it down to them. You find out a lot of parents, right, hand it down to their children, and a lot of parents make their children feel that they're not able to do things.
And they're no good.
Yeah, and they're no good.
Some people cuss them. Like my parents brought me up on the principles, that parents are second to God. So if I ain't got no money and my mother needs that money, it's nothing to let my mother have that money. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're second to God. I know their blessings are coming to me. You understand?
Yeah.
But the kids when growing up today, it's like most of them respect their mother. Yeah?
Yeah.
But they won't go out of their way to do things for their mother.
Yeah.
You understand? Like me, I could be in North London and my mum farming in South London and she needs something. I'm doing it because my mother brings me, you know.
Well, that's
Without
what I'm saying.
my mother, there's no me.
Yeah.
And my youth don't come because there's no me. You understand? So we have to, you know, I'm not saying God this, God that, but God has to come first, and your parents must come second before a woman, before your work, before anything.
Yeah.
Because it's them give us that nugget of life. So it starts from ground.
Yeah. Well, if you respect your mother and your father, because I see it as two things. I mean, I'm gonna close this up because obviously we started late today. We started late today, but
all right then. Thanks for that talk. But big up Genesis, man, because it's them talk show that we need.
Exactly.
Fuck choice, man. We want proper talk show. You understand like this? Trust me, man. They're just getting out my bed and not sleeping, you know. Man. This is it, man. I'm tuning in every Sunday now.
Yeah.
All right then.
Well, I'm glad that you was able to contribute to the cause. Because,
man. I'm going to be tuning in next week. What time does it start?
At 11 o'clock. It generally starts. This morning we had a few problems, and we started late today. But generally, it's from 11 till 2. It's hosted by a series of various presenters.
Man. I love it. I love the show.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, I'm glad you love it. And listen,
good health,
I'd like to hear from you again.
Yeah, I'll be up next week, man. Just have a good talk show for me, and I'll be up there.
Yes.
Yeah, good health, and God first, yeah?
Yes.
All right, Dave.
Peace.
All right, bye.
Bye. You know you're listening to Genesis. I'm going to call out that number again. That was a very, very, very good call there. It was a long call as well, and I don't want to isolate any other callers from calling in. And that contribution was a very strong contribution. You made some poignant points. You're through to Genesis 91.6. Jules, hi. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from? Can you speak up a teeny weeny bits for me?
Black girls are not your education.
You're calling from...
They're full of bullshit.
Right, I'm just going to let Coolie take this. I'm just going to fiddle around a bit and try and get your volume up a bit. There you go.
Hello? Can you speak up a bit, please?
Yeah, black ladies don't like your children.
Say that again.
Black ladies don't know how to raise children. That's for the bullshit.
I can't hear what you're saying, Bridget.
Black ladies don't know how to raise children.
Black ladies don't know how to raise children.
That's for the bullshit.
Wait. Listen, I just had to say this to you. I'm going to stop you right there, right? Making an assertion such as that. Listen, black women, I'm a black woman who's raising a child, okay? And there are many black women over there across the capital. You're quite right to put down the phone. You're quite right. You're very right. In fact, that's the best thing you've done all day. In fact, listen, let me tell you something, right? Black women know how to raise children, right? And black men know how to be fathers. The fact is, the few that don't, it's not always their own fault. Right? Because there are a lot of people that are too busy criticizing and not helping. And people like you. Anyway, I'll hand over to Daddy Coolie just to cool down a little bit.
Remember, 0958 536 566 gets you through to the studio. And we've been off for the last 2 weeks, but we're back on the air today, and we're addressing the problems that's occurred in the last 2 weeks, i.e. the bombing in Brixton, the mass shootings that have been occurring around the capital. Also, some people wanted to talk about the program where Stephen Lawrence's killers are actually allowed to portray themselves on TV. Just one and two of the topics. Is there anything else that people want to talk about? Like we say, it's completely up to you. 0958 536 566. Hello, turn down your radio a little bit. So we just don't get...
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, yes.
Yeah. What I'd want to say is, first of all, to the sister society, I know you might have been out of order to say black women can't raise children, or don't want to raise children, but you should have let him ride it out anyway.
You know, he hanged up the phone himself.
He hung up?
Yeah, he hanged up.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So I would have been interested anyway to see what he had to... Yeah.
He was talking a bit quietly, and he should have just come to his point straight away, you know. I mean, let's hear what he's saying, then he could have addressed that point, but he didn't. You know?
Hello?
I said he should have addressed that point, but he never. What else would you like to contribute?
Saying about, I think there was a caller before that phoned up and talked about Electric Avenue, and apparently some girl in the programme got pregnant at 16.
Yes.
I didn't see the show, but I know someone who did and told me about that as well.
Okay.
I personally, I know life is precious and all the rest of it, and I don't believe in abortion, but at the same time, that should have been prevented. It's all right to talk about other cultures children at 14. It's like, so, I mean, that's beside the point. You're not meant to, I don't think it's a good thing to be having children at 16. I don't want my daughter having a child at 16, and things should be done preparation to see that does not happen. I mean, fair enough, there are some black women out there that get pregnant young and making a go of life. They do succeed, but you can't promote that as being, oh, it's all right then, because that might happen to you. Because realistically, the odds are against you. The chances of you becoming a doctor are slim, let's face it. You don't need a child at 16. You don't need it.
Okay, well, one, we weren't promoting that people should have children at 16, but it actually is a fact of life. There's a lot of people out there that do have children at 16 and a lot younger. What my co-presenter said was that the parents should have taught a child that she shouldn't open her legs before she was 18.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that, 100%. Her parents should have taught her, obviously, the morals in life. Like you said as well, can parents be blamed for everything? Because they're the outside influences.
Yes.
And your parents can't be with you 24/7, 365. They can't.
Right.
So how are you going to ensure that they're going to behave themselves when they're outside the yard?
Right. Well, one of the callers said he was talking about the parents were to blame, yeah? And then he said it's what you teach them inside the yard. So no matter what you teach them inside the yard, when they go outside and the outside influences get hold of them, they still revert back to the solid family unit and, you know, clear their head, basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I think, me personally, I think there is a lot of outside influences, but I also think that a lot of parents believe or think that schools and institutes should guide how their children should be grown. They just send their kids to school.
Well, that's foolishness, isn't it?
Yeah, they just send their children to school.
From starters, yeah, all schools in this country are not there to promote the well-being of black children. We should know that now. Where are we?
Yeah, well, okay, we should know that, but there is a lot of parents out there that don't, because if you check it now, look, they just go to work, they send their children either to nurseries or to school. They hardly have any form of conversation when the children comes in. It's material things. I mean, even like on surveys, they're saying that how much children have televisions in their bedroom, videos, and computer games. You know, because parents are encouraging their children not to communicate with other people, but to stay inside the house. So you imagine
what they're doing, yeah, is they're following YT. That's the whole long and short of it. They see YT, they see him going out to work, they see her going out to work. They're getting material things, accumulating material goods.
Yes.
Very following, no matter what price, no matter what cost.
Yeah. I think a lot of our parents should think about, or our generation should think now, okay, when I was a younger parent, around about 22, 23, 24, I bought my son a portable television and things like that. And now I've taken it away from him. You know, I've taken it away because it leads to non-communication. He coming from school, he goes up in his bedroom and he's watching television. Or he's
and it dulls your senses.
That's right.
You don't have to think.
Yeah, and I think a lot of parents out there who are thinking about, all right, they're going to buy their child a mini CD player and this and that, should take stock and think maybe one in the house is enough. You know what I mean? So that you've got quality time with your children instead of them locking away and they're listening to these tunes and watching these programs that are influencing them in the way that they're living their lives now. Because if you see
you
children...
must admit, this society is set up to believe that white is the norm. It's everybody's desire to follow the Western world.
Yes.
Yeah? We should be hip to the Western world. That's all you keep hearing. That's what you're programmed for. And so you follow it.
Yes, well, that's what all programs are for. And us sitting down and letting our children or our family just continue in the cycle instead of stopping it and saying, yeah, well, take a look at this. You know what I mean? Certain programs that come on the television are geared in a certain way, like to make things acceptable, that in our own rights we look at it and say, that's not acceptable. Like as a black family, as a black parent, I can't stand the gay and the sodomite argument, but you see on the television, they're promoting it like it's okay. They've got programs on the television with kids going to school and he's leaving school to go and buck up with his butty man friend, and they're showing this you in school in his school uniform and leaving from school, you know what I mean, to go and lie down with big man. And in the other day at Parliament, what did you have? Them arguing the Lords refused to lower the age to 16. Refused to lower the age of consent for gays to 16. You know what I mean? But the television, every time you watch television in the evening, what you see, gay lines, this line, that line, and EastEnders, whatever, kissing. Look at Coronation Street. A transsexual changed his sex and getting married on the telly. You know what I mean? These things. My child looks at that, and I know my youth is sensible, but it's stereotyping them, saying that it's okay.
Of course, because you're afraid now to speak out against them because you can lose your job, you can get ostracized. People are going to turn around and call you homophobic. It's like you're the criminal for banning or speaking out against homosexuality.
Okay.
They make you the criminal.
Yeah, well, check this, right? All right, football, yeah? Robbie Fowler, right, to take an example, he taunted Graham Lassalle and called him, about Batty Boy argument, yeah? Now, Ian Wright and Paul Davis, these are two black players. When they hit a white player, yeah, they got banned for almost a year. 6 to 9 months each they got banned. Paul Davis got the highest fine and the longest ban ever given to a black player or any player for hitting another player, yeah? Graham Lassalle elbowed Robbie Fowler in the head, yeah? Because Robbie Fowler taunted him about being gay, they banned Graham Lassalle for 1 match and banned Robbie Fowler for 6 months. You know, so it ain't even saying that it's okay because he's gay. You know what I mean? That he can be, because Robbie Fowler was taunting him about being gay, he had the right to turn around and hit him. You know what I mean? So it was making that being gay was okay again. You know what I mean? If you check it. And it's a little sideway, but the black players now, they got banned for almost a year. Ian Wright got banned for 6 months.
But why are we surprised? I mean, that's what I laugh about all the time. When black people express surprise. I'm not surprised.
Okay, I hear you.
I am not surprised. I know the game. I know what's going on. I read and I research. This is all a setup. blatantly. All this violence going on, it's all about creating chaos so that order can be restored.
I understand you, but I tell you, I'll be honest with you, they still sometimes they reach some depths that even surprise me. I can't believe how far they will stoop, you know what I mean? Each week I'll come on here and I'll talk about something, and then next week they've amplified it, you know what I mean? And you don't think, each week you don't think you can get no worse, but each week they amplify the problem. You know what I mean? Jules, I wanted to... Oh, yeah.
Well, the year 2000's coming, and you know the plans. Well, you should know the plans anyway.
Okay then, sis. Yeah, I hear that. All right,
yeah, as for that, yeah, this is somebody Mia.
Hold on, say again?
Huh?
Sorry, someone else come on the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. What's your name, blood?
Yeah, Mia.
All right, go Chew.
Yeah, just about that program, Electric Avenue.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw the last 10, 15 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
With those little sisters down there.
Yeah.
Damn disgrace.
Was it disgrace?
All those young girls were carrying on, man. Because I didn't see. I saw the last couple minutes of it, and I saw them coming back from a trip. They went outside London, and they're coming back on one of them green buses. So I think they're in Heathrow. They're coming back from a trip. And all the was there shouting and screaming. Because one of them had a fight with some woman on the bus, and they all got thrown off the bus.
Yeah.
I mean, they were ranting and no, the woman giving me some dirty looking man. That's a bitch man. I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her. You know what I mean? Going on and on like a bunch of absolute niggers. And this is what I call niggers. This stink attitude that has come with them young girls. You know what I mean?
Well, what you see, well, again, that Electric Avenue, you see like programs that put on the television, right? I mean, they could have done months and hours of filming, you know, but what they're going to highlight is the pure negativity that was shown, right? And this is what we got to understand about the propaganda that's been set against us. When these programs comes on the television, we think, okay, it's a black program, it's about black life, but they never show nothing positive in these programs. They always show the negativity, the bullshit, like a man said. They always show the bullshit, simple as that. You know?
And as for the girls, they know damn well that they're being filmed. And they act like a bunch of niggers. And then they're playing to the camera, you know.
Yeah. Again, right, if you ever get on a local bus going home and you hear and see how some of the schoolgirls behave. Oh, blimey, I'll tell you, you think the man them is bad, but the girls, I tell you, what they come out with is, oh, jeez. You know?
No, I lay down the road. There's about 4 or 5 girls on the back of this bus one time. I just lean into them and tell them how it is.
Yeah.
And they're just quiet for the rest of the trip. I was telling them, you just carry like that, you're going to be pregnant, mash up, battered on drugs and penniless, and you carrying the same attitude. Oh no, but I'm going to college. Oh no, but I'm doing this. But listen, with that same stink attitude and the stuff that's coming out your mouth, you ain't getting nowhere.
Yeah.
You've got to check yourselves while you're young so you can benefit yourselves when you get older.
Yeah, they've got to realise they've got to realise the plan. They've got to realise the situation that they're coming into. You know what I mean? They have to.
Yeah, but the thing is, more time, most people don't say nothing to them. Let them carry on stink.
Yes.
And don't say a word to them. It's our generation's got to tell them something. Just say something to make them understand that it's not acceptable behaviour.
Yeah, but then
just
again,
say something.
Yeah, it takes the person to say something, but like you say, but 9 times out of 10, or even 7 times out of 10, the response and abuse that you get from these children or youths is, you know what I mean, sometimes you sit back and say whether it's worth getting that, you know what I mean, that abuse. But we have to keep on trying. But again, it reports back to what a person said. It's about the parenting, when the parents teach their children at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is that when the parent is as bad as the child, I mean, they've got to learn to hear it from someone.
Sorry, say that. I didn't quite catch that. Say that again.
When the parent is as bad as the children,
yes,
they've got to hear it from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Because more time you've got children bringing up children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they think they have a child at 15 or 16, they think they're a mother.
Yeah.
Understand that you have to learn to be a mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like you said, there's like some of the children cuss and swear and whatever. It's the direct language that they're hearing at home.
Yeah,
they're bringing back.
Where I live, you get these Caucasian women, right? They stick their head up there, and it's like, oi, get everything in, get this, that, get in, la 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 la. And the boys start swearing back.
Yeah.
And don't swear at every, you know, the parents start saying, don't swear at me, you this, you that, you that. You know what I mean? What is coming out of the woman's mouth? And they expect the child not to swear.
And you see it's now crossing over into our culture now as well.
Yeah.
Because remember when we was youths.
my generation it's crossing over.
Yeah, when we was youths, I don't know how old, I'm about 35 myself. Right, but when we was going to school, we heard when parents, if they did come to pick up their children, you hear them effing and blind, and the child effing and blind and black, you know what I mean? And we'd never think about it, you know what I mean? And the child, you go to school and the white child will say, yeah, I went out to the pictures and I went here and I got in at 12 o'clock, and you go, what? Whoa, you know what I mean? And then you go home and say, Mum, why can't I come in at 12 o'clock, or why can't I go to pictures? But we had a stricter guidelines there. But now, it's like it's changed over. You see our youngsters out on street at all hours of the time. You know what I mean?
Out, 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
That's right. And you hear them swearing. You hear them doing what, like the white children in my age group used to do when I was a child, going out and being able to do what they want to all hours. You know what I mean? And it's coming to this generation now. You know what I mean?
I've seen the little youths around where I live, and I see like a group of like 10 youths and 2 of them black. I was glad to them, so listen, why are you hanging around with these dopes?
Yeah.
I'll pick out the 2, I'll take them to one side, listen, why are you hanging around with these people? You should get inside, keep yourself still, read some books and get some knowledge to benefit yourself when you get older.
Yeah.
And I do that. Well, I don't care what they listen. But, you know, if I've gone, even though I've gone, they go back to the group. But even so, they've heard it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I've spoken to people, you know, about these right-wing groups going to start kicking off something. Right? I see this bomb one up in Brixton. I got a whole phone call from people who weren't interested before, saying, listen, I remember what you said to me, you know. I remember what you said to me. I hear what you're saying. I mean, whatever you say to a youth, it's in their head, and it'll come back to them at some point in their life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I don't care what they say. I'll say what I'm going to say. Because it'll come back to them, you know what I mean?
They'll think about it when something's happened. You try to help them or you show them a way and they ignore it. But, you know, experience sometimes can be harsh, and they look back and they say, yeah, I remember that brother did say that to me, you know. Maybe I'm going to make that move, you know what I mean? And it's like the station here, the talk shows. And there's a lot of black youths and children out there listening, and they're checking themselves right now, you know, and they're saying to themselves, wait, are we really like that? And they'll go to school this week and they'll check how they behave. And they might decide in themselves to make that change. And maybe the parents are listening and saying to themselves, my child don't act like that, but maybe I should check them and find out if they do behave like that, and maybe start making that little change from now. You get me? That's going to happen, man. It does. Because I've had calls and people have said, yeah, we was on a certain way of life and we heard the talk show and we decided to check ourselves, and they're better for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, let me cut the line, let someone else come on, yeah?
Yes, blood, respect, yeah?
All right, easy.
Okay, many topics. We'll be talking about the violence this week. Also, about whose fault is the violence. A young lady phoned up on the quiet line because she couldn't get through on the main talk line, and she made a mention about a lot of our people know who are doing the shootings and the killings, and I mean, but are not giving the referent information over to the authorities for the authorities to deal with it. So in what happens now, the authorities say we don't want to help ourselves, so why should we help them? And the situation is why a lot of black killings or black murders go unsolved. You know what I mean? It's a point. You know what I mean? Jules, come in.
Yeah, but the thing is, do they actually take the time to make the inquiries? I want to make 2 points just quickly. One was a call that I got, which was regarding during the Beenie Man incident. I'm going to hold that a sec. During the Beenie Man incident last week, there was actually a road accident as well, where a motorcyclist was actually knocked off his bike, and it was a very serious thing. It was a black guy apparently on a motorbike. Now, what we'd like to find out, if anyone knows, what we'd like to find out is if he survived, because Genesis would like to know what happened. It happened at approximately the same time, around about the same time. It happened on the junction going round to Stratford bus garage, just round the shelter that the Nigerian man created. That one, the one he designed. I'd like to know if anyone can call us on the studio number 0958 536 566 about that. I'd appreciate it, because we would like to know and send our commiserations out to the family of that motorcyclist, as well as the person that was shot last week as well. On another point, on the quiet line, I did have a caller who called in regarding the programme on Channel 4 that was talked about by someone else who said that it was his bedroom. Well, the woman that called in said that the mother did try with the daughter who decided she wanted to get pregnant, but all she wanted to do, this is a caller from Peckham, all she wanted to do is apparently was be bad and do dancehall, and all she wanted to do was be a dancehall queen. And apparently this Electric Avenue is on every week. I'm not going to promote it because I don't know what time it's on, and to be honest with you, I don't really want to do it, because I heard that it's not very positive at all, and it doesn't show us in a positive light. And the fact is that this girl went out of her way to put herself in a position that she was in, against all good advice that was given to her by her parent, by her mother. And really and truly, what we have to ask is, are we going to address this by writing to the particular broadcasting body and asking them to refrain from showing these negative images? If they've got nothing good to show, don't show nothing at all. Do you see what I mean? I mean, that is another thing. Shall we have a positive action plan on things like this? In terms of the violence, we would like to hear from anyone who knows about the motorcycle incident. I'm going to hand you back over to Daddy Coolie. You're listening to Genesis 91.6. You know, it's a People's Talk Show this Sunday. Daddy Coolie.
Hello, that caller like to... Yeah, are you there? Yeah, you're right there now, you know. So if you're listening, just say hello or talk. You're through. That caller, you're through. Hello, Genesis. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on a second, 1 minute.
Righty. Okay. Wow, 1 minute.
Hello?
Yes, hello. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Okay, it's Dionne from Camberwell.
Dionne from Camberwell?
Mm.
Okay, Dionne.
1 second.
Okay. While I'm waiting, it's 0958 536 566. Please do not leave any messages on the phone because we borrowed the card and, you know, because the voicemail in it, you know? Hello?
Yes, sorry, I'd like to say, with regards to those 5 that supposedly killed Stephen Lawrence, and there was a talk on another radio station with regards to it, I actually rang them, and I was trying to put some points across with regards to it.
Okay,
and I mentioned that black people have been portrayed in the bad light throughout society from the time that we've been here until the present day. And the lady that actually took the call, we was having a good discussion about it beforehand, and she was saying that, you know, black people need to actually forgive and forget all the injustices that have been done to us in our past. So my reply to her was that, yeah, black people have forgiven you, simply because at the end of the day we are here, we're in the community, we work side by side, and we live side by side you, and if we hadn't have forgiven you, we wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have helped out in World War I, World War II, so on and so forth. But the problem is with forgetting, we can't forget because every time we things seem to be going right and things that are happening within all communities and there's a feel-good factor, something happens to bring it all back to us. Yes. Now, when it comes to black history, it's not taught to us. We have to learn it ourselves. And even when we do bring it to your attention and certain things that we have obtained and certain things that we have achieved, you know, we're always put down. So what she did... Sorry, 1 minute.
Hello?
Sorry. So what she did, she actually put me through to the gentleman that was speaking. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was talking to him about when black people came to this country and so on and so forth. And I said to them that I personally blame all governments from the time when we came here until present day for all the mishaps that have happened to black people. And he was, you know, he really jumped down my throat. He turned around and said, no, you can't. What about, you have to give certain governments their due. You know, we abolished slavery. I said, you abolished slavery? I said, at the end of the day, slavery became a liability to you. Yes. Right? At the end of the day, there was no money in slavery anymore. That is why slavery was abolished. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with the goodness of your heart or the goodness of the government's heart at the time. And this man would not have it. The man cut me off.
They would do.
And
they can't take the truth.
I had to ring back 3 times, and I disguised my voice. I pretended I was somebody else just to get my point across. Uh-huh. You know? So that told me that regardless of what we try and do, no matter how hard we try and live within the community, you know, we will always be looked at in that light. And anything positive that we've got to give or say, you know, is just automatically dismissed because they know better as far as they're concerned. They know better about the black community, our history, everything. Now, that showed me that at the end of the day, I can't be dealing with that. You know, I agree with the last caller that there is a hidden agenda. And black people need to wake up, open their eyes, and see that there is a hidden agenda in this country. Now, to me, there are so many diversities of black people in where we live here, yes, in Britain. You know, you've got the cultured black people that are looking into their history, they're looking into their roots, and they want to know about themselves, okay? Not just up to slavery days, before slavery. You've got certain black people in this country that just want to live and get by. They work hard, they've got their money, they've got their car, and they've got their house, they've got their children, and they're just content with that. Mm-hmm. 1 second. I know. Go and give it back to him. Go and give it back to him and tell him to sort it out. And then you've got the black people that are, in government, that, I can't say if they've been brainwashed or what have you, because they are intelligent people, but they're there doing their little bit. And you've got certain black people that just don't want to know. So what does one do? You deal with those who want to know, okay? You deal with those who are searching, but the bottom line is that you have to deal with yourself as an individual. Now, another gentleman said that there's been deaths every day this week.
Yes.
Okay? Those deaths have been caused by a reason, okay? It's not a matter of fact that someone decided one day I'm going to get up and go and shoot someone. There was a reason for that. Only those people that have been involved in that know what that reason is. But killing somebody is not the answer.
Okay.
All right? We need to know as black people how to deal with each other, how to communicate with each other, okay? And at the end of the day, maybe we can get through in that light. But, it's like we're beating our heads against a brick wall. We've got religious problems, right? You've got war in Europe at the moment. You've got black on black violence. That is the way of the world at the moment. So each and every one of us have to look within ourselves, live our own liberty, and come together with like-minded people. There is nothing, I believe, that we can do about it, because the agenda has already been set and the balls are rolling, okay? Black people will continue killing each other for stupidness in where I'm concerned. So to that person who has taken a life, there is a reason behind that, and we need to get behind that reason. Although you mentioned earlier on that you've got black people that who know about these things in the community and won't tell the authorities. I can sympathise with that, because you feel a way to run and tell these particular people that don't like us anyway about what is going on in your community. And because it is another black person, you do feel a way about that. But at the same time, if we within 1 second.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you happy now?
No, I'm not happy. I don't know, Sheila.
Okay, say bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you do feel a way about basically grasping on your own people. So it's those people who do know, they need to come together within their own little circle and decide what they're going to do about it, even if they have to address that person and say to them, what you've done is wrong, what are the reasons behind it, and bring the families together to discuss the problem, okay, before it goes, crazy and another life is lost. We can talk within our own communities. We can reason with each other, and we have to start somewhere.
Can I address 1 and 2 points that you've brought up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, also, I've got to mention there's a chat show on Saturday night between the hours of 10 and 12, which is called the Rago Chat Show, where the host, Doctah X, actually be dealing with the situation about who is bad man, or what is a bad man, yeah? Okay, now you made a point about people sticking to like-minded people, people, like you've got, if you put people into categories, there's people that want to progress, there's people that want to know their history, yeah? There's people that just want to carry on with this gunplay and live this gangster lifestyle, yeah? And then there's the people that just want to carry on every day as everything is okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Now, we mentioned about, I mentioned about these people shooting people, and people know who's doing the shooting, but they do not go to the likewise authorities, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, on that point there, now, the people who know must be living that lifestyle of the gangster lifestyle as well, or they must be involved with people who are living that gangster lifestyle, meaning why they do not want to inform on their people. Yeah, but the point of the matter is that it's the innocent people that are getting shot, the innocent bystanders are getting shot, and that's why we're getting involved. You see, it's crossing over. It's not now where it used to be like just between them. It's crossing over where innocent bystanders who go to a concert to rave and listen to Beenie Man are getting shot because, okay, the security guard got shot, so the security guard couldn't have been a gangster. He was there doing a job to protect people from who was in the venue. Yeah, another 2 people who was in the foyer at the time, they got injured, so they had nothing to do with the gangster lifestyle either. They was just there to go to a concert.
Okay, let me stop you there 1 second.
Yeah.
You know when I think everybody has that element in them that they could kill someone. Do you understand? I believe that, right? Now, at the end of the day, when you are angry, mad, vexed over whatever, okay, you have an element to kill. And if you're that way inclined, right, it doesn't matter who is around. You will go to your target, and whoever is there, unfortunately, will get injured at the same time. Now, what I think that black people should do, okay, is boycott all of those dances, okay, until this problem is sorted out, okay? The onus is not just on the gunman, okay? The onus is on everybody in the community. The onus is on the DJs that play that type of music to incite violence. The onus is on the artists that sing about violence, okay? Now, at the end of the day, reggae music within itself, I don't know what has happened to it. From Lovers Rock days, it's just gone totally haywire, okay? And at the end of the day, right, certain types of music promotes violence. Yes. Do you understand? Right? And that has been prevalent within our society from the middle of the 80s. Do you understand? Yeah. Right? And certain lyrics that are spoken about, you know, it does come into the community. The children do hear it, and the children do believe half of what they hear. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, you've got rap from America, certain types of rap from America that is coming in, promoting violence. You've got ragga, certain types of ragga music is promoting violence as well. Do you understand?
You've got both sides on it, but it depends on what the DJs or the artists want to promote.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, at the end of the day, you know, there's been so much music around telling the artists to clean up their act, clean up their music. Do you understand? Right? And I feel that music is history. Do you understand? Music tells us a story, and there's a lot that I have gained through music that I didn't even know about. And it's only now that I reach a certain age that I'm actually truly listening to what these people are saying. Do you understand? Right? And at the end of the day, you know, I listened to about 4 different tracks yesterday on the radio about materialistic rubbish. Like girls, they don't want no man with rubbish car, they want man with money and designer this and designer that. What is all that crap about? Do you understand? And this is what has been put in these young children's heads, right, for them to want to go out and have all of that rubbish. And the garments that these people are wearing ain't nothing to write home about.
Yes, for real.
Do you understand? They're not even worth, not even a fiver, half the things that I see in the shop. You understand? Black people need to open their eyes and see that what they're buying is rubbish, what they are promoting is rubbish. It's nothing to do with black people. You understand? If they knew about what these people stood for, they wouldn't be buying their clothes.
That's
you understand?
Right.
They feel that they have to be up there. You understand? These people, they wear the most expensive clothes, but you're going, no, yeah, they ain't got nothing. You understand? So at the end of the day, we have to look at all avenues of where this problem is coming from. We've got drugs. We know that enough black people aren't dealing drugs, but at the end of the day, are we the people right at the top who are pushing it, who are giving these little youths out there the drugs to sell to the rest of the community? You understand?
Yes,
right? And at the end of the day, I know it's a hierarchy. I know it's a government. Do you understand? Right? I know, you know, you've got the Illuminati, you've got the Freemasons, you've got the government within itself. Britain, right? This country here is the most secretive of all countries. Do you understand? Right? And if any of those secrets are leaked, you could go to prison for that. Anyone receiving those secrets can go to prison for that. Yeah. Do you understand? It's not just about what is going on in the black community, what is going on in the Asian community, or even the white community, because half of the white people don't even know themselves.
Well,
do you understand?
Yeah, I was going to address that point there as with you, like, because you said about the history, what we taught, the history that's been taught at schools and stuff like that. Well, they've been taught the same history, aren't they?
What, the white people?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's only certain one who's on top, you know, who know the real facts. But they're the same lessons we're taught at school are the same lessons they're taught at school.
Exactly. So when it comes to saying about white people and they're doing this and they're doing that, we need to stop. Because I used to do that. I used to blame everything on white people. But it's not white people in general, right? It's the government.
It's a general body that's in charge.
Yes, exactly. So it's the elite. It's the power, the power people. And at the end of the day, the ordinary person, like when I have to explain now the black and white issue to my children, I have to stop and think, because I don't want them to go out and think of every striking white person out there that is doing this and doing that, right? They have to know who it is exactly. Do Do you understand? Right? And we have to give them a proper name, right? And at the end of the day, I don't want them to think it's my next door neighbour, when I say good morning to them, and next minute my children are thinking, oh, my mum's saying good morning to this white person, but at the same time she's telling me X, Y, Z. You understand? So we need to get the point right. It's a certain group of white people in this society that we live that have a hidden agenda and are pushing out certain things into our communities to cause problem and to cause mayhem. We need to open our eyes and see that.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I personally believe it's the British government, right? I believe it's the hierarchy within the civil service. I believe it's the Freemasons, and I believe it's the Illuminati, and they're all rolled into one. All these problems that are going on in the world, that is just an agenda that they have to meet.
Yeah,
Do you understand? And at the end of the day, all these politicians, all of these world leaders, they're all bloody friends, for crying out loud. Do you understand? Right? They all have an agenda to meet before a certain deadline, and they are doing it. All what's happening in Kosovo, I know that I might be going off the
No, carry on. I want to join you.
know,
I'm going to join you.
all that's happening in Kosovo at the moment, do we know if it's really true? Do we really honestly know if it's really true?
Okay.
They show the same pictures on the TV over and over again. Where are all these? 1 minute they're sending in troops, next minute they're not. 1 minute they're going to bring these people over into different countries, next minute they're not. How the hell are they going to get this particular man out of power unless they go in there directly and take this man out? Right? They've been bombing the place for how long? God knows how long.
3 weeks now.
Sorry?
3 to 4 weeks now.
Okay, they've been bombing it for so long now, and nothing is happening. Right? These people are supposedly still being run out of their country. You understand? And it's all the making of these people in the first place. Right? They do all of these things, right? And, give it 4 or 5 decades down the line, you'll see the repercussions. And that's with all societies and all civilizations. Do you understand? Right? History just repeats itself over and over again. And I'm saying to black people now, right, it's happened to us in our past, okay? We are slowly coming out of that, all right? Our minds are slowly going back to how it was, all right? Anybody who's read that Willie Lynch speech, it does say the mind has a way of altering itself and reprogramming itself. And with black people, that is what is happening now, hence the topic that we are talking about, hence the radio station. And I have seen a wealth of opening doors for black people, and this has only happened from the late 80s till present day. Do you understand? Right? And I say to myself, I have so many different little thoughts. I say to myself, black people that deal in drugs, they're not stupid, right? They are clever people. They deal in money, they deal in mathematics. Do you understand? Right? They deal in inches, centimetres and weights and so on and so forth. That intelligence that you have for maths, put it to better use. Do you understand? That intelligence you've got for management of your drugs, right? Put it to better use, okay? And we have so much potential. All of us are born with a gift, every striking one of us, and we have to find what that gift is. Do you understand? And I'm sick and tired of us putting ourselves down, but we need to start bigging up ourselves, and at the end of the day going forward and bettering our own life. There are opportunities in this country for us to better ourselves, but don't look to better yourself and remain here. Better yourself to move on. We live in a big, wild world. We do not live in a country. As far as I'm concerned, I was born into a world, not a country. Nobody can tell me where to go. I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I choose to do it. No one is going to dictate to me how I live my life. And that should be the same for all black people. You understand? Without us having to stop and think without us stopping and thinking, what can we do? Genesis Radio wouldn't be here. All the other pirate stations wouldn't be here. Do you understand? Right? You've got together within yourselves, right? You've got your little funds together and you've produced a radio station. I don't care if you're illegal. It does not bother me. Do you understand? You are providing a service for me off your own backs. Do you understand? With no help from no government. If you can do that, why can't we just stand up and do it for ourselves, right? In all walks of life. Do you understand?
Yes, definitely. We overstand, most definitely.
You know, because, like I said, sorry.
I was going to say thank you for your call, because I want to try and get in some more, but can you give us your last point and then,
Excellent.
Because it's just been really enlightening.
Inspirational.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, yes?
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I got to say thank you very much to that last caller. A lot of strong points, a lot of issues and thoughts that cross a lot of our minds as well. You know what I mean? I mean, that point there about the Illuminati. Let's check it this way. When the Labour government was going into power, they was against everything that's happening now. We voted them into power because they was against everything that's happening now. And all of a sudden, they're putting forward the same proposals that the Conservative government was putting in when they was into power. Weren't they supposed to be changing it around? I mean, I remember they was against the euro. I remember they was against this and against that. Now they're in power. They're for everything. Right, remember the line is 0958536566. That goes to show you that there is a bigger agenda out there than what we actually believe or know, okay? Right, locked into Genesis 91.6. Remember the live line number is 0958536566. And we're talking about this week, we're talking about the shootings that's been happening around the capital. Also about the bombing in Brixton. Also, we're talking about, well, we was off the air last week and there was a program put on Channel 4, or was it ITV, where they allowed the murderers of Stephen Lawrence to air their views, to come forth and put their side of the story across. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis. What's your name, where you're calling from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Peace.
Hello, Peace.
Hi. Yeah, what's your name, brother?
Daddy Coolie.
Daddy Coolie, yeah. What happened to Commissioner?
Commissioner is at the homeland at the moment,
right.
researching.
Yeah, I gathered that anyway.
All right.
Yeah, what the sister just said just now, you see?
Yes.
Illuminati and all that, them Freemason, people there, right? It's what I'm going with na cassava, you know. And what you see at my Brixton the other day, more that will happen too.
Yes, for real?
Believe it, you see. Even underneath the underground, I like to see it happen because you know what? As same brother say, do unto others you like them to do to yourself. See? When Britain had an agenda, it's far wider than this, but it has to come back. It's to happen in America too.
Yes.
Them bring a war over to make you as black people over here think so well, you die heaven. I hell you there. Like you see, not a joke thing, you know. It's not a thing. So the black people that live in this country, you get it?
Yeah.
And don't realize what's going on. You understand? You just say Commissioner gone to the homeland. Yeah, I've been to the homeland. Yeah? And I said to all my people in this country and throughout the four corners of this earth, I said, leave this land. You understand? Leave this land because, you see, black people don't realize that you've been used, i.e., as an object, yeah, for white people. And also, we've been used also again as a sword against one another, you know. Some of it is also through some of us parents who also come from the homeland. Okay. And the extension of the homeland, which is now called the Caribbean. You understand?
Right.
So we've been used already.
Brainwashed.
Exactly. Through our parents. Now, some of us over here reach a certain point of life. I hear them say about this education. Nothing wrong with the education now. But what are you edifying or educating? First thing you must educate is the mind. So you use the mind to generate the brain. Okay, without a mind, if you just have a word for education of your brain, then you're mindless. In other words, you're brain dead and spiritually crippled. So you're not good. You understand? Okay. Now, the European government, which Britain is one of the centerpiece in it. America is the head of it. You understand? Right. Want to open your eyes and look and know what. You see what my name is? With peace, me come, you know. And my peace I live and I greet in the same peace, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say something on that piece. When they came and conquered and put people into slavery, they came in the name of peace as well.
No. They exactly. And that's why the same man said, you see, my little flock, you know, they will know my voice. Because the shepherd always know the sheep and the sheep always know the shepherd's voice, see? They came in my name, saying peace, peace, peace. What happened? You can't see what. You can't see my car about peace, and my drop bomb. You hear me, I drop bomb for nobody. I have no bomb, I'm not kill nobody yet. Right. Yet.
Okay.
So when I talk to you, or talk to the people, understand? See, I mean, I try to show you what's going on. See, look at that, the sister that just come out just now. Right? Very fine point. That is the reason why I'm phoning, because it seems that when the program first started.
Listen.
Yeah?
Peace. I've got to say peace too, because it's the last hour of the show and I've got to try and fit a load of calls in. I've just had a request to try and make the calls a little bit shorter because a lot of people are queuing to get in. So I've heard your message and I want to say respect to you, and I'm going to take this next call.
Oh man, no respect to me,
All right,
man.
peace and
No
love,
respect
peace.
to me. Peace.
Hello, you're through to Genesis. Oops, I lost the call. Oh dear, sorry about that. Well, the caller that just called on the other line, the line's free now, so you can actually call through. You know the studio number? No, actually, call through on the live line. It's 0958 536 566. Sorry about that to Peace. It was a very interesting argument, what you had there. And indeed, the lady caller who called in before, you had some very poignant points, and you put them together so eloquently. I'd like to say thank you, because it's clarity, and sometimes that's lost when people speak. Hello, you're through to Genesis 91.6.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name? And where are you
Good
calling
afternoon, Dr. Owen MD. Speaking.
What's your name again?
You know, there was a white guy who got killed in Eltham area at the same time as Stephen Lawrence. I know when I've looked into the inquiry who have killed that white guy. We heard it over the World Service because a white woman ringing in and talks about it with her son, and Stephen Lawrence got all the publicity, but she haven't got none of that. Okay, hold tight, Jollof guy.
I'll take the next call. Hello, you're through to Genesis 91.6.
Yeah, this is Doctah X, yeah? Just want to make a quick contribution.
Thank you, thank
Yeah?
you, thank you. Greetings, this is
Hi,
Jules.
I don't even know you, do I?
No, you wasn't at the meeting that I was at, and I know, I find it hard childcare and all that at times, you know. But
Okay.
anyway, back onto the violence.
Yeah, Daddy Coolie, big up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's I say? You see this, the plan that's at foot and that, yeah, what they're on and rare. It takes time for people to understand the intelligence that runs the world, I think. And it's all right for one and two of us to know about the Illuminati and all these other games, and people talk about leaving the country and going elsewhere. With what? If you've got no power, you've got no arms, you've got no missiles, where are you going? You've got guys in Africa with 6,000 million. The Queen hasn't even got 6,000 million. You got what I'm saying? You've got all these other dictators. What, you're going to go there and take them out? Because you're going to have to form a government, you're going to have to form a democracy, or whatever form of government you're going to have to go to war with some people. That's how power is got. So that whole idea of going back to Africa and the motherland, I'm not saying that people shouldn't go and see where they come from, but if you want to take over like Che Guevara, without a boy in him, Cuba, Castro, and River, that's what it's going to be. So all this nice peaceful talk ain't going to get you nothing unless you're waiting for God to come. You get what I'm saying? That's one issue. The other issue with the Brixton bombing, you get what I'm saying? If people are watching what's going on, right, you've got minorities attacking minorities. You get what I'm saying? Somebody's doing that as a warning to somebody for a reason. It's got nothing to do with politics. It's got to do with, like, people's perception. Because that bomb was made to hurt people. And why would they want to hurt people in Brixton? Because they're only going to be hurting black people. Whose mindset is that? Because we're not involved in no war. The only war we're involved in is the bloody drugs war. And that's individuals. Well, they're saying, the police are saying they think it might be Yardies. Yardies about, what, Yardies? You know what I'm saying? Planting bombs in Iceland. What for?
Yeah.
They haven't got that military strategy about what they do. They just kill each other because they want crack, or they want position in the crack market. That's all. So, in terms of the bombing, no matter what happens, it's just going to get worse from here on in. Unless black people understand that to fight a war, you need capital, you need togetherness, you need understanding of the particular system, the political system you're in, the strategies that they run. Simple.
You need to understand the war.
Yeah, exactly. It's not simple. I wouldn't say it's simple, because I think a lot of people have a version of what they think the war is, and
Exactly.
I don't think it's simple. That was silly. But what I'm saying is that if we don't get together, like somebody was saying about Genesis, do this and it has to be about that, isn't it? It has to start from. You can't.
Listening to Genesis, you should too, because you can educate yourself and then you
We are Genesis FM, London.
Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Genesis FM.
Stay tuned to Genesis Radio and you'll know how to live as one. This is Luciano.
Genesis FM, London.
Yeah, I'm just phoning up to ask, what does Genesis really stand for?
Unity in the community, Lennox Lewis said that. We are Genesis FM.
London's only #1 station.
Genesis the Pullman Radio.
Yo, how much time we have a want? So the gun for us drop out of the palm, you know? His Imperial Majesty's work, a sizzler so that when I put it down now.
The People Station. The People Station. Genesis FM.
Genesis Station. Dedicated to the younger generation. Shucks almighty.
We are the People Station.
Oh my goodness. What would I do without Genesis?
Genesis FM.
Hi, this is Sugaful, and I tune into Genesis because they reach.
We are the People Station. We are the People Station. We are the People Station. We are Genesis FM. Genesis FM, London.